Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure having you all here. Thank you so much for joining. I can see the numbers increasing, so we'll probably wait just a few more minutes until we have a few more people joining. To quickly introduce myself, my name is Irina. I am the Tableau representative, so any questions you have regarding what we'll be showing you today, please feel free to share these with us. And I'm here with Alex. Alex is the head of analytics at BT Provider, our great local partner in the region. So please feel free to ask any questions that you have before, after, and during the presentation itself.
Yeah, hi everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with Irina to present this webinar. So regarding questions, just on the on the administrative side, you'll notice in the top right side there are two options. After you logged in, there's a chat and there's a question option. So if you have any questions, you can write them in the chat or you can write them in the question area, and we will try to answer them either during, if we have breaks during the webinar, if there are, let's say, important questions during the presentation, or at the end we have a Q&A, so we'll answer them then. Right, I see people are still coming in, so I'd say give it about 1-2 minutes maximum, and then we can start, Irina.
Sounds like a plan.
Right. I think we can start, Irina. I see that people have joined, and I think we can go forward with the presentation.
Sounds like a plan. As I was saying, thank you so much for everyone joining. It's a pleasure having you all here. I can see the numbers constantly increasing. We appreciate taking the time from your busy schedules, especially on a Thursday morning. Great having you all here, and yeah, looking forward to share with you a little bit more about the industry challenges in data analytics today. Also what we're seeing the companies are facing, but also where the industry trends are going. We're also going to share with you a demo, actually two demos. One of it is of Tableau Pulse and the other is Tableau Agent. And we're going to open the floor to questions for any challenges that you're facing as well, if you resonate with what we're presenting, or if you have any curiosities of the solutions itself. Firstly, I want to run you through what we have seen as the different waves of data analytics. As you all know, 30 years ago, we were at the space of full service analytics. And what do we mean by full service? We refer to that period where analytics was centralized. It was all run by the IT department. They were actually doing all the heavy lifting in terms of reporting. But unfortunately, if you had any further questions or you want to explore further the data, you couldn't. So you always had to kind of come back to the centralized team with specialized knowledge. And it created a very frustrating process. This era, we also call it the Excel hell. And I'm sure a lot of you would probably have been through it already. Uh, 20 years ago, though, Tableau introduced self-service, and this has revolutionized the industry itself because essentially it allowed for business users to be able to explore the data themselves. So the process no longer was centralized, it was open to the wider organization, and it allowed for the opportunity to search for insights on your own, discover opportunities of the business that probably you wouldn't have had if you would have had to constantly go back to IT. Self-service also represented the introduction of drag and drop, so that very easy tool to allow you to further explore your data. Currently, we are in wave 3. What is this wave? This is the wave of personalization. And what does it mean? Essentially, we're at a stage where you can have data wherever you're working, in your flow of work. And those insights are direct to you. Are Hello? Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I can hear some background noise. Yes, so that era is the era of personalization, the era where those insights are coming to you, you get alerts. So the data is no longer it's no longer centralized, but it's available to everyone in the company, having the opportunity to empower everyone with the power of insights. What we have seen in the market still is that at the moment there is still a need of additional tools to close the gap. Unfortunately, data is still currently inaccessible. It's siloed in a lot of applications, and the process itself is very complex. So there are a lot of teams that would need access to data, but unfortunately, they don't have the relevant and necessary skills to be able to make the most of what they have. According to a research, we have seen that 75% of the organizations themselves are still struggling to get insights from the data they currently have. And unfortunately, only 29% they say that they drive their actions through data. But one of the reasons why we think this is important to address is because not only the decisions are being made at the C level, but actually there are millions of micro decisions happening on a day-to-day basis by the frontline managers. So we believe that it's key to be able to empower them with the right access to data, with the right information, and in a way that they can easily understand how their business is changing, and also that can help them, strategize effectively. Luckily, we're in the era of AI as well, and AI can definitely help bring those insights much easier to everyone in the company, allowing for the company to be empowered by data and help towards making better decisions. And this is where we are today. These are the challenges that we are facing, and this is how we are trying to address them. There are two solutions which we have built. First of all is Tableau Pulse, and it's our solution tailored at the business users, empowering everyone in an organization to be able to understand their data and act on their data. And Tableau Agent, which is our solution addressed to the power users, to the analysts, to be able to smooth the process of analyzing data and whiz through data preparation, for example. Now I'm going to pass you over to Alex, who's going to run you through Tableau Pulse and is going to explain and give you a full demo of the solution itself.
Okay, thanks, Irina. So let me just share my screen for now. We should share this. Okay, so first of all, and sharing again. Technical issues, of course, in any presentation.
Classic.
Tell me about it. Right, so I'm going to show you first a small video that we have. because Pulse is not just for desktop or for the normal browser experience that you have when you work with Tableau. It's also for mobile. We're in a, as Irina said, we're in a different stage. We're in an age of personalized content, so that's why your analytics, your data needs to come to you in a personalized manner. So basically, Pulse, as you can see in this video that I'm sharing now, is on mobile, and you can get daily digests from
În
Pulse.
acest demo am luat rolul unui director comercial la o companie care produce și distribuie biciclete și echipamente sportive la nivel global.
So this is Pulse, and basically you can look over this insights on your phone. You can get tailor-made explanations here. Basically, it's telling you that your units sold skyrocketed or your returns had a slight uptick. You can even see which change favorably or unfavorably because we have, as we know, KPIs which you want to grow, KPIs which want to be smaller. And this is all on your phone, and it's just like a scrolling experience, just like being on, I don't know, Facebook or Instagram, and just scrolling through the content and looking, okay, what KPI went well, what KPI didn't go well. And you can also deep dive into it as I'm going to show in a few seconds. So what this changes, because you're going to think, okay, but I have these in my dashboards, probably. Probably you have dashboards in Tableau or other tools that show you roughly the same thing. Yeah, you have them as scorecards, probably. But the difference is that they're coming regularly, they're coming with actionable insights already. You don't need to apply filters, you don't need to deep dive into them in a dashboard with other information. You have it all in one screen. As you can see here, you see already in the video they've gone into returns and they see a slight spike here in returns, which is not good, which is not favorable. And then even Tableau Pulse comes, sorry, with questions of their own. So it's analyzing the data for you and it's suggesting questions to ask on the data. Right? Because, for instance, we see returns had an upward trend. I don't want many returns as a retail manager. So already Tableau sends me, okay, let's identify the products with high returns. We need to take action on those products. Which product categories have high returns? The same thing. And when did this trend appear? Because maybe I can do a backwards analysis and see what happened, what triggered this new trend of increasing returns. So this is the beauty of Pulse. It comes with insights to you. It comes with questions already prepared for you. You don't need to, I don't know, be knowledgeable in designing a dashboard or in using a Tableau dashboard. You have it on your phone. And if you find anything really useful, you can share it quickly on Slack, on Teams, on email, with anybody. So this was a short video about how it looks on the mobile. Now I'm going to change the screen because I think I shared just one. So let me just change the screen. And I'm going to show you how it looks on the desktop. So now I'm in Pulse. This is my today's Pulse. These are some metrics that we have created for this demo, and I'm following all of them. And yeah, I use the word follow. Follow is important because basically metrics can be created by virtually any user, and you can follow them. Follow means just like subscribing or following on Instagram or on Facebook. So I'm following these metrics because I'm interested in seeing the average order value, the delivery days, the returns, the sales, and the units sold. Already I get this small insight here, just like you saw on the video on the mobile version. And it's telling me that units sold surged, total sales skyrocketed, monthly returns saw a slight uptick, and 4 out of 5 metrics changed. This is important. It's already telling me what's good and what's bad. So it says 3 favorably, and if I click, I see, okay, average order value is good, total sales is good, units sold is good, and 1 unfavorably, returns. Same example as in the video. And if I'm interested, I can already click on returns and go to it. And this is the experience. I'm going to returns. I see that, yeah, this is my trend. It's going up in the month. I see that versus the prior year, I'm slightly down, but versus the previous month, I'm way off. So already Tableau, as stated there, has the same questions. So I can ask which category had high returns, and I'm an apparel selling goods for different uh, different different types of clothing, etc. So men, apparently, men and women are having high returns. If I'm curious about product, I can go deep down and ask about what product type increased the most, and seeing that correlation. So men, hiking shoes, or women's jackets, and I can keep asking these questions, or I can ask a question myself. So show me the products which increased the most. So now I'm going exactly into the product, and I'm seeing that there are these products which I'm going to go and ask the people who are selling them, why have we have so high returns on this? Are they defective? Do they have any issues? What's the matter? Or I can ask if a certain, let's say, which city increased the most. Perhaps I have an issue in a certain area. So I can see that Cincinnati and Defiance have high returns. Again, I can talk to the regional manager there to see if there's an issue, maybe there's a broken lot in that area that we need to address. Also, if I have such a pulse metric, I can do more. For instance, here I have a filtering area where you can have all sorts of filters, just like in Tableau. And I can actually build other metrics for me. So for instance, let's say I'm interested in returns, but I'm interested only for a certain state. Let's say I'm only curious about California, right? So I now modified returns with California, and here I'm seeing just California. So I've created basically a new metric. And as you can see, I can add it to my follow. So I'm now following this metric. And if I go back, you'll see that I have a new metric down here. Here it is. It says month to date for California. So you can basically create from one predefined metric, multiple metrics for yourself. And others can also subscribe to them and add them to their, let's say, I don't know, follower list. And also for the IT guys who are probably in this meeting, you see there's a little check mark here next to each metric. That means that this metric is certified. What does that mean? It means that we IT, let's say, can control the definition of the metric. And we can also make sure that the data that is feeding this metric is curated, is good, so people can take decisions and use it correctly. And just so I give you a short example of how easy it is to do a metric, I'm going to create a new metric really quick. This is my certified data source. I have to give it a name. I'm interested in gross margin this time. Then I just select my field. I know I have a gross margin field. Then I can say, what's the date? Oh, it's already giving me this. You can look at it either cumulative or non-cumulative, whatever pleases your mind. I'm interested in total margin, so I'm cumulative. Here you can add multiple filtering options. So I can add, I don't know, I want to be able to filter by category. I want to be able to filter by city, customer even, I don't know, product name. subcategory, and so on and so forth. Then you can also change the format. For instance, this is gross margin. All the data source I know from IT is in US dollars. So I can change it to currency, and I can change the currency to US dollar. For those who have a certain tick and have ADHD, you can also select how many decimal spaces you want. I prefer one. Then it's asking me, okay, if you need any offset, which this is actually cool. Why? Because if your data is not coming in, let's say every second into Tableau or every hour, stuff like that, it's coming yesterday, I can say, okay, just do one difference. So I'm looking at yesterday's data because that's the regularity with which the data is coming into the system. I can then say what's my comparison, usually prior year and then prior period. I can even set the calendar if I have a different fiscal calendar, for instance. I can set a goal, the next step. Goals are really cool because you can set a manual goal if you want. I'll show you a metric with a goal afterwards. Or if you have in your data source the targets, the budgets for this year, let's say, you can link that and use that as a goal. Next, this is very important. It's telling Tableau, okay, this is gross margin, but Tableau needs to know if it goes up, is it good? If it goes down, is it bad? So you can define here if value going up is favorable or not. Of course, margin is favorable if it's going up. It's already telling me an insight that the trend is downwards, so we're not doing very well. It's already giving me some insights. And finally, record identifier, sorry. And finally, I can certify that, yeah, this is a good definition, and I can even control who can edit the definition or who can change the goals. And it took me, I don't know, a few minutes because I had to explain to you the steps, but it's not that difficult to create the metric, and then you just have it, you follow it, and it'll come via Slack, via email every day to tell you what's changing in your data. Let me just show you a metric with a goal. So we have one for, where is it? Units sold. So units sold, as you see, it has a goal of 3K, and it's showing me how I'm steadily going to that goal of 3K. What I can do, and it's even telling me here, right, that I'm at 90% of my goal with 10 days left in the month. If I have a different goal, let's say, I can override the goal or the threshold, right? So I can edit it and I can say, okay, the new goal is 4,000. And if I save it, now I see that the goal has changed, right? So people can also edit their goals to do, let's say, custom scenarios of, okay, what if I increase my goal to, I don't know, instead of 3K per month to 4K per month? And that's a short recap of that's a short demo of Pulse. It's really awesome. I can tell you from my own experience because internally there are some colleagues here in the meeting. I use it to track what is known as, let's say, billable hours or what we're doing with all of our customers. And it's helping me quite a lot to not sift so much through the data to understand what's happening at our company level. So going back to you, Irina, so you can wrap up this part of Pulse.
Exactly. Essentially, Tableau Pulse is our solution to democratize data. As you have seen from Alex's demo, it's very fast to create metrics. It's easily accessible via desktop, via your mobile, directly where you're working. If you are in Slack or if you are in Microsoft Teams, even you can make sure that you get those metrics and insights directly in your collaboration tool of choice. Our approach to Tableau Pulse is essentially trying to onboard everyone in the company that want access to data in an easy, digestible way through the solution itself. And what is more, everybody can have access to data that they're interested in. There's no need for many dashboards, many complicated a type of reporting. With Pulse, you basically get exactly what you need, where you need it, and on top, it helps you alert whenever you have any data that is outside the threshold that you're interested in. And with the help of AI, not only that you get access to the data in an easy way, but you can also converse with it by asking questions directly. Also, to kind of put things in context, Tableau Pulse was very well welcomed by top management, essentially because they want access to data in real time of the key KPIs that they're most interested in, but also to, as I was saying earlier, the frontline managers, everyone that wants to understand what's happening to their business, but they're not necessarily interested on a macro level of their data. In our company, Tableau, for instance, is used by our marketing manager. So they are looking at their social impressions, pipeline coverage, cost of acquisition. But also it can be used by everyone in any department that you can think of, being marketing, events, web, field marketing, or if you're thinking of any other department, everybody can use Pulse because it can be personalized to the data sets and the metrics that are interested to you. In another case, our also chief revenue officer using Pulse, but they are looking obviously at the other metrics that are important to them. So they want to understand how many activities have been launched per year, what's the travel and expense cost for the company, and for instance, what is ACV trending compared to their previous year. On top, Tableau Pulse is great as a collaboration tool. Alex already kind of touched on the importance of following metrics. So even though the marketing manager and the revenue officer are looking at metrics personalized to them, they can also follow the metrics of each other. In this way, everybody looks at the same single source of truth. Everybody looks at the same data and is aware of what's happening in other departments that can obviously influence their decision making as well. One final point, I think it's very important to share this. So Tableau Pulse is not only a solution for a specific use case. We have run through particularly the use case of a retail manager and looking at their kind of units sold and revenues. But Tableau Pulse can be used for any industry, any department, be it marketing, sales, procurement, finance. Everybody can use Pulse within their company. And what does Pulse do? What does Pulse do? It allows everyone to have access to personalized metrics in their flow of work and essentially to focus a lot more on actions rather than the data itself. So it kind of cuts through the time, making the experience much seamless. So we have looked at Tableau Pulse, which is, as I was saying, the solutions aimed at the business users, helping democratize data across all departments, where you get insight summaries, where you get AI-powered insights, where you have the opportunity to answer your questions directly in through your mobile phone. But we also have solutions aimed at the power users, at the data analysts, and this is Tableau Agent. Essentially, Tableau Agent is your 24/7 collaborator, your support when you are doing calculations, when you are prepping your data for analysis. It's your best practices guide and the support that you get in order to accelerate the analytics process of your data. Passing it over to you for a quick demo now, Alex.
Thank you, Irina. First of all, so Tableau Agent, as Irina stated, and you're also seeing this the slide. Let me share the screen so I also have this ready. So Tableau Agent, as Irina said, is your AI assistant. He's there with you. He's present in the web. So for any Explorer, create a user, he's present on the web. if I'll just go to the next slide, here's a short slide where you see him in the web, so you can communicate with him. He'll do stuff for you. He'll basically build vizzes. He'll filter data. He'll even create calculations for you. But he's also in prep, so you can actually use him in Tableau prep as well to basically the same thing, either modify a step or add a calculation. He's there to aid you, especially since prep, uh, let's say, formulas are a bit different than Tableau, so it may help you using the agent. And he's also present in what's called catalog. So basically, this is a really nice feature. I think I'll use it in the demo just to see what it does. Um, Basically, it can analyze a data source and then create this kind of description for it based on what it finds inside data as information, column names, etc. And then, of course, you can review it. Right, so these are the places where you'll find the agent. So it's present in web offering, it's present in prep, and in the data catalog. And now I'm going to change to the other screen where I'm going to show you a bit how we can interact with prep with agent in real life. So here I'm in Tableau Cloud. This is the data source from which the Pulse metrics were created. And where's the agent? It's basically this little icon here. Once you open it, he says, hey, how are you? And you can ask him all sorts of questions. And if I don't know how to start my analysis, let's say I don't know this data source, you can even ask him, can you give me any suggestions on how to start working with this data set? And if you look, he's already coming with some suggestions. So he's saying, maybe you should look at the gross margin trend. Maybe you can look at which carrier has the highest number of orders, split by premium and non-premium customers. How does age group impact the units sold? So he's already coming up with some suggestions, and I'll say, okay, let's see the trend. And now he's actually working, so he's doing the visualization. And he actually created the visualization. So this is a really, really cool feature for people who, let's say, want to get into Tableau, get into analytics, but let's say don't know Tableau as good as more experienced users, because it's a good way of understanding how Tableau works, how charts are created, right? Sorry. And then you can also tell him if that information was useful or not. That really helps him in knowing that he brought the correct answers and he brought this most relevant information for you, because it will be tailored. Because this is AI, it will learn from feedback. Okay, cool. Can you filter just for, let's say, California? And as you see, he knew that there was a field called California, a field called state, in which I have California as a value. So it already filtered just for California. It added me the filter here, so I can interact with it if I want to include more states, like, I don't know, Florida maybe, or New York. So the high grossing states, let's say, in the US. And I say, yeah, that was helpful, thank you. Uh, Now I have this gross margin. Maybe I would like to see, I don't know, can you color by category? So I'm asking him to put category on color, basically to have more charts based on each product category. Because I want to see if all the categories are going this slow. Right, so what I'm seeing now actually in this is that men, if you remember from the polls, and women are not going that well in this year. The others are, let's say, more stable. So just show me this year because I want to focus on this year, not on the historical data. It's a conversation I'm having with Tableau now to get into the insights. Right, so he made a filter. Now I'm looking at the year. So we started off strong in January, but then fell flat on our nose, let's say, and we're starting to recover. So we'll need to see where this goes. But I'm definitely going to be interested in this viz. And I'm in Tableau, so I can save this as gross margin by um, a gross margin evolution, let's say. And I can start a new sheet. I can build sheets, and I can again start from Mr. Agent here. So this is a short demo. I don't want to take quite a lot of time, but the idea is you can use this to either create your sheets, if you want, let's say, to use Agent in your creation process, or you can use Agent to uncover insights, because as you said, as I showed you, after I did this filtering, he's already coming with suggestions. If I click on suggestions, he will come with some questions that could be asked on this data, different than what I asked, right? So he's saying, look at the electronics, probably there's something there. He say, maybe include customer age, because he says something is there, or he's saying, look at sales and compare them to this gross margin. So he's also, if you use suggestion, he's looking at the data and coming up with stuff which may be interesting for your current analysis. Right, so I'm just going to do the electronics part, so changing the category, and he will focus only on electronics. Right, so I'm seeing electronics going down, so that's why he wanted me to look at electronics more deeply. And now I probably would be interested in seeing all the products. So this is the way you can use Agent. You can use it either to help you in your mission if you know already where you want to go, or you can use him to explore the data and uncover insights together. And that's the short demo of this. I'm sure once you get your hands on something like this, you'll play a lot with it. Back to you, Irina.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot that we actually have run through in quite a short time. So please feel free to let us know if you have any questions for us now. Alternatively, please feel free to reach out post the webinar. We'd love to speak to you to just kind of um, run through the any kind of questions you have in more detail, even through the solution, maybe talk about how we can apply to your use cases as well internally. But we'd love to take any questions that you might have now. Essentially, what we run through today is a glimpse of what we call the personalization era of analytics, where you get faster access to data in real time. You consume the data when and where you need it. But essentially, our goal is to empower you to transform your business and to help you transform the business at a rapid pace. Conscious, we only have 5 minutes, but please, I'll let the floor open for questions. Do let us know if there's anything that you want to run through. Alternatively, we'll share some more details following the webinar with you, for you to do a deeper deep dive. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
so uh, as a reminder, you can use the chat or the question from the above menu where the list is if you want to type in any questions and we can answer them. Alternatively, if there are no questions, you can, or you think of a question afterwards, you can feel free to write to us and we'll have a chat. So right now I don't see any questions so far. That means that either everything was clear or everything wasn't clear. Both sides of a blade.
Well, if there are no more questions, just again say a big thank you to you all for joining. Great to see the huge numbers attending as well. So thank you all very much. Oh, a question just popped up with a thank you to you as well, Diana. Hope to speak to you soon. Have a great day and have a great rest of the week. And yeah, hope to catch up at a later date. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you all. Thank you for having us, and we'll keep in touch. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and start exploring this area of AI. Right. Have a nice day, everybody. I think we can
Thank you.
close this webinar.
Perfect. Thanks all. Bye bye.